Okay, sorry, it's Nick Dash back again, one more time. Hi there, how's it going? Oh, it's another one of those days, I'm afraid. I just carry on getting people asking me questions, and I find it very difficult to find answers. I mean, I've reached a point in my development now when I don't think that I can actually carry on being quite so dishonest. In reality, there has to be an explanation for what has happened. Okay, I've told you about experiences on this channel for years now. Angel experiences, higher power experiences. I've told you about spiritualist experiences of the feeling of, presence of all kinds of stuff. Okay, and these things have happened, and there has to be an explanation. Straightforward, there has to be. And I've carried on saying what that is, I don't know. And that will be true. But the more of these things you have, the more it does tend to lead in some directions rather than other directions. Okay, I mean, if something looks like a dog, walks like a dog, has, four legs and a waggy tail, is in the shape of a certain species or type or breed of dog, then it's a dog. Okay, there's a difference between a wolf and a dog, but, they're obviously very similar. But obviously there's a wolf and there's a dog, and, there's differences. All right. So what I've been doing frequently is just saying like I don't know. I mean this is getting crazy. I mean if I was like I pick anything up off my desk and someone will say, well, what is that? And I say, well, I don't know. And they'd say, well, it looks to me like a cigarette lighter. If you do that, you get a flame. And I was like, it's like I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the same object, and I'm saying, I don't know what it is. Well, it could be. I mean, it does has the functions of a cigarette lighter. And it has the flint wheel. Yeah, sure, but is it actually a cigarette lighter? I don't know. Now, do you think that I've actually been being dishonest when I've said that about the things which I've been experiencing over all these years? Because I'm beginning to think that it's actually been dishonest for me to just turn around and look at the phenomena that I've been experiencing and that I've been talking about for quite so long and saying I don't know. Alright? I mean, there's definitely an argument to have doubts and to be critical. Alright? And to try and break down arguments about what it is that makes things happen. Oh, don't worry, I haven't started smoking. I'm still using the electronic cigarette. That was just like, I've been using this for other things, okay? Namely my various burning experiments outside, which is quite good fun, but that's another issue. But I think it is dishonest for me to turn around to you and say that I don't know, when personal experiences strongly lead you to a certain point of thinking that there is an explanation to stuff, right? And the closest that I can get is essentially to make a statement of faith, right? Essentially, or what I've come to realize that essentially I've been believing all along. And that is that there is, full stop, okay, the way I see it. And of course, I could be wrong, but the way I see it is there has to be a universal energy of which we're all a part of. Full stop. Full stop, finito, the end. That's it. Boom. I said that. And on the internet, where there are people looking at me, okay, all the time. People with different points of view. Hey, I've been brave. I've said it. I actually think I was quite cowardly to just say, I didn't know what that is. Now I'm going the other way. I'm being honest, all right? There is a universal energy for us. We are all a part of it, okay? So essentially we are all one. All right? And it would also make sense that there is like a better and a worse, all right? Or you might say a good versus an evil. This, again, would make some sense. I mean, is it necessarily quite that polarized, or is it grey, or does it overlap, or, that's anybody's guess. But it seems like that there is extremes, all right? And there are lots of subdivisions of what all this stuff is. And when you're doing things like a mind-altering exercise, you're somehow latching onto it, like moving in the same direction as of a stream, so to speak. So you can, like, I don't know, go in the same direction of the flow of water, or get the power of the flow of water, or whatever analogy you want to give it. You pick something up from it, and then you can use it, and you can change its direction and do things with it. Very, very slightly. It's to do with like state of mind and flow and all that kind of stuff, which is what enables something to occur. Reliably, no. Frequently, well, once in a while, yeah, reasonably frequently. These things have been happening to me on and off for years. So basically, I'm turning around to you, and I'm essentially saying that I have a faith-based position of God and the devil. And I'm turning around to you and I'm saying that yes, I believe in a spiritual healing energy which is all around us, which is part of this God versus devil duality. And there are lots of little particles or bits of energy within this thing, which essentially is representing the angels and the demons. Okay? Yeah, so I believe in demons, real demons. And I also believe in angels. Real angels. Now you might think this is like, okay, Nick's finally like done it, he's dropped some acid, he's gone Lucy in the sky with diamonds, he's like, but the fact of the matter is, this is my faith-based position at the moment, alright? Because I haven't actually gone into this, have I? Alright, I've just been sitting there and saying, I don't know, oh, what's this? Oh, I don't know what that is either. It looks like a pen. I know it looks like a pen. But what is it? It might be a pen. It's obviously plastic. It's got a thing to hold the ink. It's got, well, it looks like it's a thing to hold the ink. Yep, and it's got this thing that looks like, yeah, it looks like it's got a little ball point on the end of it. Is it really a, oh, I don't know. I mean, that's basically what I've been doing. That's been the whole thrust of my argument. That has literally been it. So, I can understand that there's been people out there who've been getting cross with me. As you know, I can understand that. I can understand where you're coming from. But I don't want to be black and white. I can tell you where my beliefs are, right? But all I'm doing is telling you where my beliefs are. What I'm not doing is saying I'm totally sure, because essentially you've got to have some doubt anyway. That's why I'm still a deist. But yeah, I mean, the way it seems all of those schools of thought, every single one of those schools of thought, all the spiritualist movements that have influenced the Western world, all right, they've all been Christian. Because all of them were basically methodologies to bring you closer to an understanding of a higher power concept through exercises, symbology, and a storyline, which is all close to and interconnected to the Christian story, because the character of Jesus Christ is a poetic explanation of what the energy of the higher power concept is when taken in the right light. When taken in the wrong light, it's therefore, it's used for social division. It's used for anti-Semitism and all that kind of crap, okay? But the fact of the matter is, if it's seen in the right light, it's compassion. It's a story about a character giving over his life for other people. And the message within Christianity is that of, carry on living your life. Go through all of your issues, but also do it without complaining too much, but being also tolerant, compassionate, and still thinking of other people. That's basically what it was saying. So everything from like the Society of the Inner Light through to Golden Dawn and all the rest of that was basically trying to teach people how to reach that state of being as a result of the mind-altering exercises of their rituals, which were basically just elongated prayers. Alright, so essentially it's not a question of, oh, they're occultists, therefore they're all scary and spooky. It's no, they're occultists because they're trying to reveal to you the occult or hidden truth associated with the Christian God concept. Alright? Now, whether that's right or not is another issue, but essentially we don't know too much about whether Jesus Christ actually existed. We don't know as a fact whether God actually exists, okay? But what we do know is that this is like a Western world method to reach that same level of compassion that the Buddhists do through compassion meditation. Alright? Neurogenesis, neuroplasticity, it actually fuses different parts of their brains when they do that for long enough. And so essentially there is a change to the brain that happens when you accept certain concepts and you actually put them into your life in terms of your deep meditation, which is essentially a form of prayer. Right? So that's basically what it's all coming down to. So, you know, spirit beings, as far as I'm concerned, I am of the belief that they exist. Objectively real is another issue, of course, but I am of the belief that they exist. Okay? Universal spiritual energy, yes, I am of the belief it exists. The spirit body, namely the astral body, yes, I believe it exists. Alright? Because you experience the spirit body and therefore something in a certain part of the, I think it's the book of Corinthians, suddenly starts coming a bit clearer to you, if you know what I mean. Alright? So essentially there is possible evidence that St. Paul was actually in touch with what we call occultism, and what we call occultism is not necessarily separate to mainstream Christianity. Alright? Not this charismatic evangelical lunatic Christianity, which is basically saying that everything should be from a certain book of Deuteronomy and Leviticus as well, you know, because that isn't Christianity anyway. That, you know, there's nothing in that which is directly connected to forgiveness and tolerance and that. You know, that was from an earlier time. Anyway, so this is just me talking, okay? Just me explaining basically where I'm coming from. So, you know, all that, you know, all of Orthodox religion is just there to eventually bring you to that point whereby you experience something which is representative of the concept of God itself, or a thing which best poetically describes and defines in some manner what this God thing could be about. And essentially that's a state of mind that you can reach through meditation. That's a state of mind that you get through contemplation and good things. Okay? Spiritual development, is that religious development, or is that just you growing and changing so you become more in line with this concept of tolerance, compassion, warmth, love, healing, positive mental attitudes? Yeah, it's a methodology to get there. Okay, if there is a God, then just as Spong said, you know, he's not a Christian, he's not a Jew, he's not a Muslim, he's not a pagan. Alright, but all these traditions are there so you can get there. All these traditions are there so you can reach this level of having that state of mind, which is best defined by the higher power concept. And it does something for you, it does something to you, you know. I mean, after everything I've experienced, I think it would actually be dishonest for me to turn around to you and carry on saying, like, I don't know what that is, you know. The universal energy force, it's real, as far as I'm concerned. I say it's real as a statement of belief. I say it as real as a statement of faith. I don't say it as real as a statement of fact, because I can't do that. All right, this could still be a hallucination. I don't think it is a hallucination, but I believe it exists. All right, you know. Okay, it's a different type of experience, obviously, that as opposed to a ghost experience, but and therefore there's a difference when we talk about this as being the real. It's a different word, right? A different meaning to the word than if I was to turn around to you and say, I believe the ghosts are real, spirits are real, angels are real, demons are real, there is a real devil, there is a real God, and Jesus Christ is a good explanation of the empathic aspect of what the energy of this God thing is supposed to be about. Okay? I know I'm going to get a lot of flack through doing this, because like there's the more rebellious people out there, they're saying like, you know, Nick, he's cool because he's against the grain, you know, but that's not the way it is. It's a question of I'm against the grain of stupidity because I want people to be thinking, but I'm also affected by experiences which have led me to a certain point of view. And I want you to disagree with me. I'm very happy for you to disagree with me. There's no one right answer. There can't be a singular right answer in anything. All right? Anything to do with all this weird subject, because like they just can't be. I'm just telling you where I'm coming from. I mean, people ask me like, you know, Does the spiritual healing energy exist? Which I'd say, well, I don't know. And in fact, I don't know. But in belief, I know on the basis of experience. You see where I'm coming from? Okay, I know on the basis of experience. And so, yeah, I am of the opinion that some things, which I said I didn't know whether it exists or not, exist. Ritual magic is just extended prayer. Okay, that's all it is. Prayer in extension, light in extension. And so it's brilliant, but it is the way you go out there and you access that current of energy, which is defined by the mood, the image, the colors, the everything else. The right variety of incense or imagery. You do it through visualization. You do it through, it's just extended prayer. But it has to be in that right state of mind. If you're not in that prayerful, reverent state of mind, then basically, you ain't going to get there. You got to know what that feels like, and that takes time to get there. It's not a question of, you light the yellow candle on a Tuesday afternoon and that's it. It's a question of you got to be able to get there to that state of mind. And when you are there, then basically, that's okay. I hope I haven't freaked you out too much, but I could go on about this for ages, but I'm not going. I know what this is, alright? So do you.